Welcome to Martin Monday's Intentional Intimacy, where love, life, and legacy meet in the moments that matter most. Every week, I will share sacred reflections of my 30-year marriage before Martin's passing, as well as our life now without him. May these reflections help us live with more weight, warmth, and wisdom. Martin was a letter carrier by profession, but a life carrier by purpose. So let's take a moment and let intentional intimacy speak. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Martin Monday's Intentional Intimacy. This is episode 55. Wow. Life of the party. And so today I just want to talk about something that I did on yesterday. Because, these stories from Martin Mondays are about stories when Martin was alive, but also how we are navigating life without him, but yet how he continues to be an ongoing thread and continuity within our lives. So yesterday was Sunday. So let me paint kind of what my day was like. Yesterday was Sunday. I sang at all three services for my church. I sing on praise and worship. And so I sang the three services, and then I had to serve on the finance team afterwards. And then we were having our praise and worship team fellowship, which was like a dinner, just food and gathering and games at one of the members' houses. And so I'm not going to lie, I was a little tired on Sunday, and it was a busy day, both physically and emotionally. And so when it was kind of time to go to the event, so I had a little bit of time between, I'm just going to share my day. I had a little bit of time between serving on finance because we were efficient, we got a lot done, and getting to the party for when it started. And so I decided to get my oil changed. That was a good thing. Because Mothership, if you know anything about my truck, she has almost 320,000 miles on her. Shout out to Toyota. And she is 24 years old, a Toyota Sequoia. And I love Mothership. She's been good to us. But she needed her oil changed. And so we got her oil changed yesterday. And I realized there's a couple other little things she needs to get done. So I'm going to get those done for her and take care of her. But in any case, so by the time I get to the event, I'm just trying to be low key, but I knew it was important for me to be engaging and to be present and to be involved because that's a lesson I learned from Martin. Martin loved to be around people, loved to be engaged with people in conversation, and it's not that I don't love it the way he does or the way he did. At the end of the day, contrary to what I think a lot of people think or know about me, I'm an introvert and I am very well contented just being by myself in my own little corner, in my own little world. But I also know and understand that we were built for community. We weren't designed to be alone. And so I have to be a little more intentional about relationship building and so forth. And so that's what being the life of the party is all about. So the life of the party isn't necessarily the person who's the loudest in the room, because that's not what it is. It's about allowing life to happen in the room. And what do I mean by life? I love acronyms. Life is letting intentional fellowship emerge. LIFE. Letting intentional fellowship emerge. Because, this is called intentional intimacy. We have to be intentional if we're going to have solid relationship building. Intentional is, or intimacy is into me see. And so that requires a level of vulnerability, a level of comfort. Let's just be honest, because safe people is important too. There's a whole book on safe people. It's a very good book. And so it's important to discern the environments that you're in and to know when you're in a safe environment, and then to just let your hair down, let the hair down, let the walls down, and embrace and engage. And so that's what I did. Even though I was a bit tired, I had a really good time with the praise team members yesterday. Shout out to those who organized the games and stuff. It was fun. And but I got to learn a lot about people, just having conversation, like certain ones, things that they're doing, and like, oh, I didn't know you did that, or like one guy, I didn't even know he played the keys. Like, he's the husband of one of the members. I didn't even know he played piano, and so it was like, oh my gosh, so getting to discover and learn new things about people, commonalities, and even allowing people to learn things about me. Like, people didn't know that I collect Barbie dolls. I do. And I have quite a growing collection of Barbie dolls, because I don't know, something was happening, and I mentioned about just getting my Whitney doll, because the Whitney doll just came out. And so I had gotten her. I put her in my cabinet where I keep all of my dolls, and they're all on display. Nothing gets opened. They all get preserved. And somebody was like, you collect Barbie dolls? I'm like, yeah. So it's kind of interesting. People get to know me. I get to know other people. And so I enjoyed, even though I was tired, I ain't gonna lie, I enjoyed being the life of the party, and I enjoyed watching other people be the life of the party as well. And so, as I'm just reflecting on that, I'm doing one big thing today. I'm not going to separate out and do reflection. It reminds me of something that I do in my coaching program. I always speak of the 5 life pillars. So I'll put my little hand up. The 5 life pillars: spirit, health, community, growth and learning, and joy. Those are the 5 life pillars. Spirit is the anchor. Like, if your thumb's messed up, your whole life is messed up, right? So spirit is the foundation, but your health is necessary to keep your spirit. We're a triune being, mind, body, and spirit. You got to keep your health in rhythm as well. And then community. That's the one I want to talk about. That's the middle finger, y'all. We're going to reframe the middle finger. Community, that's the central. It's right in the middle, right? Of these 5 fingers. It's an anchor. It's the longest one because it's extending and it's reaching outward. That's what community is all about, right? And community extends, community anchors, and it's the thing that holds it all together. And so, I'm just reflecting. I had a great time with my praise and worship team members. And I think that us taking the time to spend time with one another and get to know one another more and more really, really allows for what we do on the platform in singing. It brings us together all the more. So when we come together and when we sing and we do all the things we need to do, I think all of that relationship and that undercurrent and how we are combined together, it comes out in our music. And so I just think that it's important for us to be in community. It's important for us to be the life of the party, letting intentional fellowship emerge. Not forcing things. We don't have to force things, but, it's just a matter of being present. It's funny. I went on my walk this morning before I even recorded this, and you're talking about letting intentional fellowship emerge. I didn't want to get out of bed. I didn't want to get up, but I know I got to get this body moving. And I was like, Paula, you got to get up. You got to get out. And so I got up, got out. I'm doing my walk. And my bridge son sends me a text message. He wanted to send me something. And I'm like, oh, hey, I was just thinking about you, because he walks every day. Shout out to Montgomery. He walks every single day. I'll get there. I'm doing 3 days a week right now. But I'll get to the everyday point as well. And he was like, Mom, I'm on my walk too. I was like, you are? You're on your walk? He's like, yeah. So I FaceTimed him. So we did a portion of our walks together. That was letting intentional fellowship emerge. Nothing was forced, but just in that moment, we had a bond. And so I'm encouraging all of you, and I'm encouraging myself to really think about where might deeper fellowship just emerge in our lives if we stayed present just long enough to let ourselves be seen. It's important. Let yourself be seen. Let yourself be known. Let people experience you, right? Give yourself to allow people to experience you. And so it was great to have my son this morning. I snapped a quick picture of us walking, and it just made me reflect, not just, excuse me, the time with him, but also the time with my team members yesterday. I mean, I got to learn about somebody that was a pastry chef. I didn't know that. I got to have some deep, side conversations with someone. I got to talk some business stuff with somebody else. And it was just great, so I enjoyed myself, and I'm grateful that I took the time and that I engaged and that I remained present. And so I'm encouraging you to do the same. Let intentional fellowship emerge in your conversations with your family, perhaps some coworkers, perhaps some of your friends. Just let your hair down a little bit. And when you know you're in a safe space, act like it. And it's okay. Allow the space to do what needs to be done and to share what needs to be shared. Listen and share, and be the life of the party. Thanks so much for joining me this week in Martin Monday's Intentional Intimacy, and I'll catch you next time. Take care. Martin Mondays continues on Tuesday with the Tuesday Tea. Check it out and join me and take a sip. Martin used to say a lot of things. Some were funny, some were wise, but one thing he often said was, wow. Wow. Just those 3 letters. It spoke volumes. It meant a lot. When he didn't know what to say, wow. When he was excited about something, wow. When he was confused, perhaps, or even frustrated, he said, wow. And he's still saying wow. Through this bracelet, he's still saying wow, because he's still saying, may your whole life prove that God is good. And so in closing, that's my hope for you this week. May you have wow moments as you too are living out legacy. Live in the wow. Live in the reality of knowing that your whole life is good. Live in the heartbeat of Martin Mondays and intentional intimacy. May that anchor you in this week as you build legacy, one wow, one moment at a time. See you next week.